Hi, this is Jennifer Davies from the Avon Outdoor Learning Center. We're going to look at some of the structures of life, specifically owl pellets, and also let's talk comparative anatomy. Let's get started. Owls are amazing animals. They're birds, which means they're covered with feathers. The female or the mama owl lays eggs. Mom and dad help to raise the babies. They are nocturnal, which means they usually look for food or hunt for food at night. They are predators. They eat mice and bugs and even other birds. There are almost 250 different kinds of owls found on every continent except Antarctica. The largest owls, the Eurasian eagle owl, can weigh up to 12 pounds and have a 6-foot wingspan. The smallest owl, called the elf owl, makes its home in old woodpecker holes and cactus and is only a couple of inches tall. They eat bugs. Owls are excellent parents. These burrowing owls, just like their name says, have a home that's a hole in the ground. The parent owl will bring food to the babies until they learn how to fly. That's only a couple of weeks. Owls grow quickly. Owls are amazing predators, and they have several adaptations to help them be successful at hunting their food. They have feathers that allow them to fly silently. They have excellent hearing. They have good eyesight, and they have 8 sharp talons, 4 on each foot, to help them grab their food. More often than not, when an owl is successful in hunting, it will go ahead and eat its catch whole. But their body isn't designed to be able to digest all of the parts of the animals that they eat. Because of that, owls form something called a pellet. These pictures show that after an owl eats its food, the ingestion, something forms in their proventriculus called a pellet or a cast. When this package of fur, feathers, and bones, all the things that their body can't digest, have collected for a while, the bird will cast it or spit it back up. That might sound kind of weird to you and I, but it's actually a very efficient way to get rid of the waste that their body can't use. And if you're a scientist who wants to understand the food that owls eat, this is a really easy way to figure out what the owl had for its last couple of meals. You and your class are going to be looking at some owl pellets. Now, these owl pellets are coming from owls that are living in and around people. Either they have an injury that means they can't live in the wild, or they've been brought up to be part of education programs. Either way, they're living with people and they're being fed mostly rodents. This is the skeleton of a mouse. These are some of the bones you might expect to find in your pellet. Your pellet is going to look something like this. It's going to have parts of the mouse's skeleton all disarticulated or broken apart, mixed in with some of the fur or maybe even feathers of the other animals that the owls have eaten. You are going to carefully pull apart the owl pellet, and you'll start to find some of these different parts of the skeletons of the owl's last meal or couple of meals. Now remember, an owl can eat more than one mouse, so you may find multiple skulls or multiple jaws or even more than 4 legs. If we look at the skeleton of a rodent like a mouse, you can find many of these parts in your owl pellet. You may not find all of them, but I bet you'll find a lot of them if you look carefully. Here's another picture of a skeleton of a rodent or a mouse and some of the bones that you may find in your owl pellet. As you're looking at your owl pellet and pulling out the bones of the mouse that the owl ate, think about our own bodies. We have a skeleton also. Do we have any bones that are similar, maybe bigger, but similar to that of a mouse? Of course we do. Different sizes, maybe slightly different shapes, but look at the animals here. We have a crocodile, a whale, a gorilla, a cow, an elk, a kangaroo, and even an eagle. There are similarities, but there are also some big differences. Skeletons are amazing and cool to study. So you guys are going to get started with your owl pellets in just a moment, and I'll be back again when we're done to wrap things up with a little more comparative anatomy.